Welcome back to another episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Playing as a troll enchanter of Okuwaru. We've cleared a big part, anyway, of the vestibule of hell, and we are about to dive into Gehenna, hoping to take down Asmodeus and grab his rune. But we might just discover that it is too much trouble. And there's always... So hell branches, instead of upstairs, they just have portals back to hell. And hell branches are seven floors deep, and there are like never any items to be found, and it's just monsters after monsters after monsters. A lot of the monsters are not that tough. You know, they're sort of themed as like, oh, the poor souls who have been doomed to hell, and you have to cut your way through them, and it's not interesting, but certainly there are some tough ones. And then, like, what the hell is this, right? I mean, Hell's mystical force acted, and it summoned all of this right on top of us, which I am not very happy with at all. It's a rude introduction. All right, so we're going to pop heroism here. Finesse, rather. I think we're already heroic. Oh, I can't do that because of my stasis. Well, I can't haste either then, huh? That's pretty bad. Maybe I should leave and come back after curing that mutation. So I think I'll just use might instead. So I need to cut through all this stuff to get a path out. I just don't want to be stuck in the middle of all this. You know, I do have 3 pips of fire resistance, but this is just not... I don't necessarily want to leave, because I think I can take this group out. Yeah, Flayed Ghost, though, is not a lot of fun. But I want to have the option to leave. And so I'm just going to stand on the stairs here. I'm going to portal projectile some rocks over to that Flayed Ghost who just walked out of line of sight. There we go. To get my health back. Yeah, there we go. So that was, I mean, that damage was sort of illusionary in that, like, we can get it back. But it does count. Like, if you get reduced to 0 health while flayed, you still die. It's not just a trick of the light. Okay, so that was a rude introduction to hell. Something I want to check out is what kind of consumables do we have available? 3 scrolls of blinking. It's not a lot. I wish I had more. But even just 1 or maybe 2, together with apportation, should be enough to snag a rune without having to fight Asmodeus. And hell effects are not usually quite so overwhelming as to summon that many enemies. So I'm not yet, like, ready to admit defeat, even though it was not a lot of fun. So it looks like that hell effect took away some of our fire resistance, so we temporarily have only 2 pips. So like I was saying, hell has, instead of upstairs, it has portals back to hell. So if you're on, like, hell or Gehenna 6 or something and you take a stair up, you don't end up in Gehenna 5, you end up in the vestibule again. Wow, really? This is like a lot of summons. I guess previously when I've been in hell, I've been capable of just shrugging this stuff off and never even noticed that it's, like, horrible. The main threats here are the Flayed Ghost and the Hellion. The Flayed Ghost does a percentage of your health, and the Hellion does, like, a flat amount. So between them, they could sort of chop you to bits pretty quick. So some more heroism. And let's, where is the I thought there was a flayed ghost. Where did he go? Oh, he stepped into a teleport trap. That's convenient. Yeah, so this actually is now no problem at all. The thing about hell, though, is you don't want to spend a lot of time here. You want to just look for the stairs and get out as fast as you can. And it's starting to look like I may not be powerful enough to just casually dispatch whatever threats hell throws at me with the mystical force, or with just like stuff appearing as normal map spawns. But I might be. So far it's going okay. It's not going fantastic. And up there is the staircase down, so I'm going to be taking that as soon as I can. I wanted to fight this Reaper, although maybe that was foolish and I should have just run away from him. I'm certainly running away from this stuff. It's not a big threat, but there's no need to fight it, really. Piece of it. Okay. A flayed ghost, priority target. Heroism. And we are on a gateway back to hell if we need it. Portal projectile to get the Hellion. And again, okay. This is going all right. Gehenna 7, I expect to be more dangerous than this, but I'll also be a lot more single-minded, I guess. I'll have read magic mapping for sure, and I'll just be heading straight for the rune, killing as little stuff as I can. Here, I sort of have to clear stuff because I don't know where the stairs are, and I don't have enough magic mapping that I can afford to just map every floor. And I'd like to keep track of my large rocks, so sure. Okay. Still haven't found any stairs. Got to check every so often. Sometimes you get so used to clearing floors that that even when I get like shafted and I want to find stairs up, like I forget that I'm looking for them and I just auto explore and try to clear. And in hell, it's just as bad. So there's stairs down there, and I'm going to take them in a sec. Hell Knight is here. Several Hell Knights. Okay, heroism. And I still would like to be able to get finesse back so I can take off my stasis. But it's sort of nice to be able to, like, I'm on Gehenna 3 now, and the same path is going to work next time I re-enter hell. So I can just take the downstair and then, like, take an upstair back to hell anytime when stuff starts getting to be a problem. So I guess I'm just sort of, like, exploring at the moment. But then I'm going to need to go back and cure mutation, I think, before I make it to Gehenna 7, because I don't want to be under stasis for Gehenna 7. I want to be able to teleport and blink and so on. And I also don't want to be, like, randomly teleporting, obviously. And the only way for both of those things to be true is if I go back to Gehenna, to the vestibule, back really to the real world, and cure my mutations. But for now, things seem to be going all right, and there's no need to, like, panic retreat at the moment. This amulet is fine. I don't know, this amulet is actually quite a liability now that I think about it. And I'm not going to get more malmutated in Gehenna. There's really very few ways that could happen. So I'm going to take a break from Gehenna, Head out to depths. And grab my Potion of Cure mutation. I don't like using it on just like 2 mutations, only one of which is bad. Like, I mean, obviously in -2 stinks, and I have armor +1, which it'll be sad to cure. It's just, it's a priority mutation to get rid of, I think. And the game is going to get easier as soon as I can grab this rune, because I can just go pick up, I mean, this is practically the end of the game. I can go pick up the 2 runes that I left behind in Swamp and Spider, or actually Spider and Slime, just leave Swamp to itself. Because I didn't actually clear all of Swamp. And then go to Zot and win. Like, that's what's left after I kill this Hell Lord. Or, I plan not to kill him. I plan to just take his stuff and bounce. And there's another Potion of Cure mutation I have available. I'm trying to talk myself into drinking this because I know it's what I should do. But it feels like a waste. I don't know. You gotta do it. There we go. Now I can take off Stasis, put on Guardian Spirit. Cool. And now let's go back to Hell. Kill all this stuff that has found us in the meantime. Go to Gehenna. And head to the stairs we found. So having cleared a path, and more importantly, discovered a path. Oh, I can fly. It's going to be a lot less troubling to get through. But unlike most floors where it would be completely unproblematic to get through, because all the monsters would be dead, you know, Hell sort of has a limitless supply of monsters. Oh. It doesn't take you to the same stair? I thought it took you to the same stair. I see. Fine. I misunderstood a while ago, and I thought that stairs in Hell just like teleported you like escape hatches to somewhere random. They don't. They always take you to a gateway back to the vestibule. And so I thought that meant that they always took you to the same gateway, but it turns out that's not the case. I got taken to a different one this time. So, oh, Battle Axe of Distortion, yowza. Let's finesse that. I don't want to get abyssed. It's not as big a deal, I guess, as it would have been before, but yeah. And now with Heroism and Finesse, and we've got our back against a wall, so that there's less surface area exposed. It's less of an issue than it was in the vestibule by quite a bit. Yeah, great. And so we'll just head back to the staircase that we already know about. I feel like I left some monster around here, like is this the staircase I used before? No, it's not, but I didn't find an exit. I didn't find Gehenna 4 previously anyway, so this is fine. Okay. Do I want to throw rocks at these guys? I could use a lightning rod, but that would just make way too much noise, I think. Wands of Cold, Wands of Hasting. I don't think I really need any of this stuff. Yeah. I can spare a few rocks to throw to the sort of nearby enemies. Like I took a lot of rocks. And now there's stuff I can tab. And look how slow everything is moving because we're attacking like 4 times a turn. That's one of the things I really enjoy about... Where's the Hellion? Here. About Finesse is just it's fun to watch everything move so slowly. Okay, I cast Portal Projectile in case the Hellion didn't come closer, but he did, so... Hell has a fair amount of experience available, I think. I mean, sort of it's unlimited, right? What it doesn't have is loot, except for what you find on basically Hell Knights. Which, if you're looking for demon weapons, you know, here's the place. We're not, but we are getting experience, and more importantly, getting closer and closer to Gehenna 7, where... What? Oh, I got rotted. Okay. Well, there's a bunch of big skeletons and zombies, so let's just heroism. Can you quaff heal wounds to remove rot? I don't think you can, but I could take off my robe of vines and quaff heal wounds, I guess, since it's sort of less valuable than curing for me at the moment. I mean, it's not urgent. Here we are, Gehenna 5. We're getting real close now. Okay. I kind of actually want to train a little more invocations. Maybe this is crazy, but yeah, I guess it's not urgent. I want Passage of Galubria to be castable first. And I forgot to grab my Potions of Brilliance. Is it worth going back for them? Maybe. You can use Passage of Galubria to really enable you to get out of a bad situation quickly, provided that you've planned for this by putting down an escape portal ahead of time. Yeah, okay, Hellions can't open doors. I wasn't sure. Jeez, all this hellfire. Knock it off, buddy. Hellions are fast, and they have, like, hellfire is their only attack, so they use it a lot. But, you know, our hit point pool is pretty big, and we regenerate it very quickly. I feel like the vestibule has been the hardest part of Hell so far. There was a bit of a nasty moment when we entered Gehenna, and like the very first pack we found had like 8 Hell Knights and some other nasty business. But since then, it's been relatively tame. Let's throw some rocks at this guy. Got him. That's great. I love smite targeted large rocks. I can't even say how great it is. And while we're training Portal Projectile, while we're training rather translocations, Portal Projectile spell power is getting better, which means it lasts longer. Okay, so this Brimstone Fiend needs to go like stat real fast. I'm below 4 pips of piety. Wow, I didn't think that would happen anytime soon, so I can't finesse. Interesting. Okay, let's quaff haste. Let's zap haste. Brimstone Fiends are like the toughest fiend. Oh my gosh. Because they have Hellfire and... I think he has Hellfire anyway. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, he does. He has Hellfire and Torment, like the two... Okay. So what do we do? There's one Brimstone Fiend. I'm thinking about casting Blink and then reading Fog so that we can get out of his line of sight depending on where we land. Because almost anywhere would be further away from the Brimstone Fiend than where we are, and then Fog would... I mean, and even these melee threats could do some damage to us, and we're not really in a position where damage is something we can put up with. So I think I blink. Good. Now I'm going to read Fog. Remember way back at the beginning of like this video or some other video when I was talking about like, but Fog doesn't kill anything, like how can it be good is sort of what beginners think. Like this is what Fog is for. When there's something that you just want to not be able to see you as soon as possible. Yeah, so he probably knows where I am. but I could run for these stairs. Yeah, there he is. But meanwhile, like, I can outrun him, and I'm recovering health quite quickly. So I think this is fine now. Cost a haste and a fog, not too bad. And if I had been treating him with more respect, treating really hell with more respect, I would have noticed him appear sooner. And I guess I got to slow down on the heroism, because I do want to have finesse available. Although, honestly, haste is fine too. Like, I have plenty of that. How much haste do I have? I still have 4 plus a bunch of recharging. And let's just go a different direction. The Brimstone Fiend is probably still wandering around up there. Yeah, I got blasted with energy, okay. How many rocks did I leave lying on the ground? Yeah, there's a few. So I am exhausting my supply here, but not very quickly. And I have a lot of rocks, and that's just not a big concern anyway. It's the kind of thing that you're like, oh, I hate wasting resources ever. But it's really not a big concern, because you just have way more than you need. Yeah, there goes the Hellion, and now the rest of this should be no problem. I don't really need heroism for all these. Okawaru was frowning on it, apparently. So this actually is a great place for a downstair, because there's a pretty clear path from all 3 upstairs to here. Okay, Gehenna 6. It's going fine. I'm going to stand on the stairs, like, just in case. Let's just skip a turn, I guess. Yeah, tabbing through all these flying skulls is fine. Their main problem is that they're noisy. They've already made, any noise they've made, they've woken up whoever's gonna come rushing. All right, so if I wanted to, I could read magic mapping here. On the theory that I have 2 of them, I'm only going to need 1 for Gehenna 7. And this is like the last hardest part of the game. But I'm also going to want mapping in Zot. And normally, like I'd say, I only have 1 rune. Like I have 0 runes. Zot is pretty far away. We can afford to like spend resources now and hope to find more after. But I plan to just head to Zot pretty shortly after grabbing this rune, as I mentioned, I think. So I think I will not read magic mapping here unless things somehow get a lot more dire. And just keep doing what we've been doing. Look for the stairs in the normal way. Let's haste up. Okay, cool. Back off from the Hellion. You guys have halberds, so let's try and draw them closer. Are you really that slow? Come here. I guess they were jockeying for position or something between them, among themselves. And let's get this Hellion taken care of. Yeah, Portal Projectile has been a big help here. I'm glad we went to Raid Slime. Not that that was really ever a question. Like, raiding Slime is just a gimme there. Brimstone Fiend, okay. Heroism, please. And there are going to be several Brimstone Fiends downstairs in 7, but they shouldn't normally be such a big deal. I guess the problem is going to be that we'll find them in packs. And that could be a big deal. I guess I didn't need to eat all that food. There's corpses here that were edible, but it's not a big deal, really. We have plenty of food to see us through the rest of the game. So Brimstone Fiends, they're going to be the main threat, because I sort of expect that with mapping and some teleportation tricks, we can grab the rune without really having to fight Asmodeus at all. How's Passage of Galubria? 12%. Okay. Okay, skills all look fine. Shield's still not quite to 15. Oh, shields is to 15, but we're drained, so turn it off. Tormentor. Rocks. Don't like Torment at all. Okay, good. Sorry if the, whoa, an escape hatch. Normally I would just say, yeah, dive in, and like, who knows, maybe you land near the rune vault, which speeds up when you can get it, reduces the number of guys you have to fight. I'm a little bit worried that at this low level we can't afford to throw ourselves into an unknown situation without having an upstair available. So I'm regrettably going to have to say no to that escape hatch and look for a real stair. Let's get this lich. Anyway, I was going to say, like, the commentary quality is probably not as high as usual in here, because this is just, it's hard. The stuff I'm fighting is not that bad, but I'm thinking ahead to, you know, what else I'm likely to run into, what I'm going to do in Gehenna, and so arguably that's not what should be on my mind. I should be thinking about the here and now, what monsters I can see at this very moment, and what to do about them. Interesting. 2 downstairs right next to each other. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I guess it's bad. Because it's basically, since stairs are randomly connected, it's basically like just having 1 fewer downstairs. Oh well, whatever. Not a big deal either way. We're back to 5 pips, so we can finesse on occasion if we have to. And I guess we just head on down, right? Do I need to recharge my hasting? It seems fine. Let's identify a Wand of Cold. Sure. I mean, I don't imagine it being very useful at 0 evocations. And let's read magic mapping so we can see what we're up against. Okay. So big old castle. Where would I put Asmodeus? Where is it easy to get to and where is it hard to get to? So you have to exit through the east, or the, yeah, you have to actually go east from here. You can't go north or south. That's interesting. Or west. And from there, you can circle around either north or south. But you can only actually exit to the south, it looks like. There's nothing north. So we're going east and then south. Then through this whole area. Then either east or west. And then probably north again to one of these corners. And I don't really know which corner looks more like it would hold Asmodeus. They both look nasty. Neither of them has a special, like, rune-shaped hole in it. So it looks like we're just going to have to not do anything too clever. Fight our way through all the monsters, head east, and then south, and then some other direction. I hope we don't run into the Serpent of Hell. He shows up in any one of the 4 hell branches, but not. He shows up in exactly one of them, and he's differently flavored. Like, he's a fire-themed Serpent of Hell if you catch him here, or a, you know, cold-themed in Coxetus or whatever. Okay. Anything I need to know about in my consumables? Not really. What do I do tactically here? Just throw a rock. Yeah, cool. There's all these fire giants who shouldn't be a big deal. I always forget if they can follow you upstairs back to the vestibule. I think they can. Certainly it's safest to assume that they can. There goes the Tormentor. That's good. Kind of nasty to drop a Tormentor on me like that. Heroism definitely seems called for. What's doing the damage? Fire giants, I guess. Okay. And they're like throwing bolts of fire everywhere. This is just fire giants, and it's causing me some trouble, which is making me think twice. You know, if nothing else, we're getting reasonable experience down here. But, okay, all right, that went fine. Just cost some heroism. Which is not free, but it's pretty cheap. Thanks, Okawaru. What did you get me? Animal skin. Wow. I'm insulted, honestly. We could step on a teleport trap. Which does have its own appeal. You know, we would certainly, almost certainly anyway, land closer to the rune that way. But it would be hard to get back out. And I like normally just the sort of surgical in and out approach, but I usually have characters who are a lot more advanced, have better escape options. This guy is best at just like tabbing through stuff forever. Okay, looks like this video's not so long that I want to cut it here. I don't want to leave you guys in suspense anyway. I don't want to leave myself in suspense. Are there any rocks? No, not cocks. Are there any large rocks lying around? Yes. Here they are. Okay, that hell effect tormented me. Nothing to be concerned about. There's no tormentors about and no hellfire threats. So we can just tab this all down. Ah, there goes the teleport option anyway. The Hellhog took it. And I am not really inclined to wait around to regen more than I have to. Although I'm getting 5 HP per turn, which is like pretty nuts. So it's really the magic that I would be regenning. I wonder if there's something to be said for not wearing Guardian Spirit so that I don't have to wait for my magic to regen to make sure I have access to heroism and so on. But I think it's fine this way. So there's stuff outside that can't, like, can they ever get in? Doesn't look like it. I think they're just there to be a little bit more problematic for you if you are a powerful Earth Mage and start shattering the walls of this place. So I sort of expect to find a Brimstone Fiend in here. I haven't looked at the map, the vault definition, but this just like makes sense. Maybe even the Serpent of Hell, but I don't think so. Just a Sun Demon. Oh, it's easy cakes. More Sun Demons. I'm confused. Well, let's stop that immediately. And actually, this makes me think about, I was saying maybe wear a different amulet, and Clarity is one that is helpful. So I think I will wear that. I wasn't expecting to get confused here at all, but if a Hell effect can confuse me, then I'm happy to wear Clarity, basically. And here we're just sort of farming, I guess, some Okawaru Piety by not using heroism on that. And we're just going to take this nice and slow, not commit to anything before we have to. I also think that even if I were to look in the map definitions, I would probably find that the rune is randomly on the left or the right here. Asmodeus feels more like a kind of square guy, so I'm going to go east, but there's no real I've just fought him. There are some other Hell Vaults that have him in square rooms. Not this one. Maybe this one, I don't know. I'm surprised Fire Giants are still yellow. I mean, they're dangerous, but they don't seem that dangerous. I guess they're not red, so that's what it means. They're dangerous, but not that dangerous. I said I wanted to head east, right? I'm surprised I haven't run into any Brimstone Fiends yet. As I mentioned. I think I mentioned. Maybe one in here? No, just an Efreet. This is fine. Okay, he's making noise with all his fireballs. I'm thinking I haste up just because I'm not sure what's coming around the wall, and I have coming around the corner rather, and I have plenty of haste. Yeah, some Balrogs and Hell Knights. That's cool. Heroism is called for, I think. A Wand of Teleportation. Got it. Cool. That's good to have. Okay. Just, I mean, the commentary, like I said, is sort of slowing down because I just want to make really sure I don't mess anything up here and ruin this tournament game that I've been playing so carefully. Or, well, I don't know about carefully, but playing for a long time. Let's put it that way, shall we? Let's grab this Wand of Teleportation. Identify it in case we somehow get silenced. I don't really foresee that happening. Stuff out there really shouldn't be able to get in. Brimstone Fiend has appeared. It wasn't placed, just appeared by Hell's mystical force, but I'm still heroic. So let's tab him. If heroism falls off, I'm gonna want to replace it, but looks good. Another Brimstone Fiend. Do I haste again? I'm a little bit contaminated still, but I think that's fine. Maybe I just throw a rock, maybe I finesse instead. What seems better? I mean, I'm at full health, full magic. It shouldn't matter too much what I do. But I do want to be careful. I think I'm just going to throw a rock at him since I am heroic anyway. And good, he came closer to me. That was a mistake for him. Likewise for this Tormentor. Yeah, let's get the Tormentor. Nobody likes Torment, except Tormentors. Portal Projectile, Jeepers Creepers. Get this Tormentor. Got him. And we're regenerating through all this damage. This Balrog has Fireball. Okay, let's get Heroic again. And honestly, Finesse. I want to be able to take out this Balrog as fast as possible. We're regenerating really fast, but you still want to cut off the sources of damage. Seems to be going all right. Oops. So I let that Tormentor get the better of me. When I didn't really have to. I could have handled it better. I'm carrying too much stuff here. Let's drop invisibility. There's not really... actually, yeah, invisibility. There's not really much left that can't see invisible. You know, maybe in Zot there's Draconians or something. I'm going to check out the loot vault. Nothing much, huh? Scroll of Recharging I do want, though. I keep forgetting which button is which. I often put Apportation on P, so I keep casting Portal Projectile instead of Apportation. So I'm hoping that Asmodeus is up through here, although I'm also fearing it. You know, I'm a little anxious about the fight. Or the heist, if I can manage it without fighting him, that would be better. There's Asmodeus, okay. So, we haste. That's action number 1. What does Asmodeus even do? He has Hellfire. And so I'm really tempted to try to needle him. Because that worked really well with Garyon. And if I could just paralyze Asmodeus for a little while and tear him to pieces, that would be great. I'm going to try it. Let's hit him with Paralysis. Or actually, I don't know. I'd rather use Sleeping so that if it misses, nothing bad happens. I haven't wasted important ammo. And if it does hit, then I can next turn hit him with Paralysis, and it'll paralyze him for a real long time. He resists. Okay. He still resists. I missed. Let's use Portal Projectile. He resists. Come on. He resists, so maybe I can't do this. Got him! Nice! Now Paralysis should put him under for a very, very long time. And I was going to say let's just walk in and tab him, but he is on fire. So I'm thinking instead I'm just going to pummel him with large rocks and see how that goes. Hits him but does no damage, and then I got tormented by this Brimstone Fiend. What if I try to kill the Brimstone Fiend first? Let's Heroism again. Okay, now let's get Asmodeus. I'm sort of thinking of walking into the fire because I have a lot of fire resistance. And I can do much more damage with stabs while he's, you know, with my claws. Yeah, that's way more damage. Okay. All right, that went fine. We got Asmodeus. We could take the Scepter of Asmodeus with us, but there's no real reason to. And now, boy, I'm sweating. This is stressful. Now we can just proceed onwards and hopefully take the rune in peace. There could be some more fiends up there, so I am going to rest. Actually, that was dumb, because now there are fiends here instead. So that's interesting. You got to be a little bit careful about where you rest in hell, I guess. Okay. Okay. And the obsidian rune of Zot. There it is, guys. What we've been looking for all game. And some sort of new potion, huh? What would that be? Probably resistance. Beneficial mutation would just be too much to ask for. Yeah, it was resistance. All right. But I assume the rune is right there. Yep. There we go. We got it. That's worth 3 tournament points. 1 for getting a rune, and 2 for the weekly Tier 2 bonus challenge. So we are up to what? 8 points for the week, I guess. Right? Yeah, 8. And we can grab one more real quick just by picking up the runes that we left behind on the floor a while ago. And then the last one is just for winning. So this game, it's not over, but the worst is mostly behind us. I could pick up all this gold, but there's no real compelling reason to, I guess. There's no shops I want to buy stuff from. I'm just going to take gold off auto pickup. And let's head back to the stairs. There's probably going to be monsters to deal with on the way, but and we should stay on our toes for that reason. But the worst of it should be past. There we go. Got him. Okay, back to the stairs. More Balrogs, not a big deal. Brimstone Fiends are the main threat here, and I guess Tormentors would not be pleasant. There's a Brimstone Fiend. See, I should have just... I'm going to walk the stairs, and if he doesn't follow me, I'm just leaving. See ya. Whew! So that was Gehenna. In and out. Got the rune, killed Asmodeus. Really quite a successful venture, I would say. So I'm going to cut the video here. Next video, I'll just do some cleanup, pick up the runes, and then probably head into Zot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you.